Mitch McConnell freezing up mid-sentence for the second time in the last 2 months. And once again, several lawmakers are now calling for term limits in Congress, or at the very least, required cognitive exams for politicians over 75 years old. That's what Nikki Haley wants to do. Joining us now for analysis, former Pennsylvania Senator, presidential candidate Rick Santorum, back with us. Senator, good to see you. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you're back. You served with Mitch McConnell in the Senate, and this is, obviously this is really sad. And it's the same thing with Dianne Feinstein out in California, John Fetterman in your home state of Pennsylvania, and Joe Biden at the White House. McConnell's 81. If you look at the polls, he's one of the least popular politicians in Washington. Maybe only Kamala Harris is below Mitch McConnell. What should he do here?
That's a great question. I mean, he really should contemplate either, stepping down as leader, announcing he's going to retire at the end of his term and maybe go to a reduced role in the Senate. Look, Mitch McConnell, at least from everything I would see, was in pretty good shape until he had his accident. He fell and he had some head trauma. This is not like Joe Biden, who had sort of a cognitive decline over a period of years, which continues. This was an acute incident that has caused the problem he has, and the question is whether it's something that he's recovering from, or is this sort of way it's going to be going forward? And we don't know the answer to that, but based on what I see, I think it's appropriate. And unlike Democrats, Republicans actually do speak out about this and actually are calling for him to take a either reduced role as a senator or to step down and announce his resignation at some point. You don't see that from the other side. There's no question. And nobody is saying, oh, Mitch McConnell's fine. He's as vigorous as he's ever has been.
Yeah, he's not fine.
Yeah, Karine Jean-Pierre, we have trouble keeping up with him.
Right.
Yeah, because you're bumping into him all the time because he stops.
Right, right.
Because it doesn't know where he's going. So at least Republicans are being honest about what the reality is. Democrats are not.
Okay, so Republicans are saying that it's not like if Mitch McConnell steps down and there's a special election before 2026, that pretty safe red seat there. Dianne Feinstein, pretty safe blue seat there, right? Like, why not just step down, do the right thing for your state, for your constituency, and then for the American people as well?
Yeah, there's a way to do it. I mean, in Mitch McConnell's case, unlike Dianne Feinstein's case, there's a Democratic governor of Kentucky. And so if Mitch were to step down and immediately step down, then a Democrat would be appointed as a senator from Kentucky.
Good point. Good point.
So he can do what Jim Inhofe did recently, which is announce his retirement after someone is chosen for him. So he could say, it's too late now, but for this upcoming election. But he could do something, for a special election to be called, or for the next election, next November election, and say he'll step down after that election and have someone then run for office with the announcement he's retiring.
Yeah,
so
good point.
There are ways to deal with this.
Okay, quick one here. We've talked about the possibility of Joe Biden, and it seems like the rumors in Washington are going in this direction as well, that maybe Joe Biden's not really the Democratic nominee in 2024. So Kelly Sadler mentioned this in a previous segment. So let's say this spring, Donald Trump locks it up. He's the nominee. Joe Biden steps down or is forced out. Who knows what could happen? We've got a brief primary battle with the Democrats, Kamala Harris, RFK, Rick Santorum. Newsom wins. It's Newsom versus Trump. Newsom beats Trump. Could you see something like that happening? Or who knows, Trump beats Newsom. But maybe it's not Biden-Trump after all going head to head.
Look, you have two candidates who the vast majority of Americans don't want to run. I mean, it's 75% don't want Biden to run and almost 70% don't want Trump to run. They both have very high negatives, very low favorables. Neither of these candidates are if you were just going to step back and say, who are our best chance to win?
Right.
No one would pick either of these two. And I've said from the beginning, the party that comes to their senses, in my opinion, and picks someone who is a more attractive candidate, less negative, so you can focus the attention on the other candidate who is negative, has the best chance of.
Okay. Senator, great to have you back on. Good to see you. We'll do it again soon.